Indiscriminate violence throughout the country, it's on the rise. Our leaders have decided to accept it. But maybe this crime will get the entire country to pause and ask, where are we going? It was the execution-style murder of a 5-year-old boy last week in North Carolina.
5-year-old Hinnant was riding his bike outside of his Wilson, North Carolina home over the weekend when police say a neighbor, 25-year-old Darius Sessoms, came out and shot him in the head.
Hinnant was the kind of kid that was always polite.
You just could not help to be changed when you met Cannon.
Really, everybody just wants answers, for why this was done.
Cannon's father is confused by his son's murder, saying there's no explanation for why Sessoms would target his son.
There was never anything between me and him, any bad blood whatsoever.
It's really beyond. The suspect has been charged with first-degree murder. The question is, why haven't the media covered this story? What about it don't they like? Nancy Grace is a host on Fox Nation. She joins us tonight. Nancy, thanks so much for coming on. Make sense of this, if you would, for us.
Thank you for inviting me. Well, you know what? When you put the picture up just then of Hinnant, just 5 years old, by the way, he was set to start kindergarten this week. And I think back on my children, as you know them, John, David, and Lucy, and when they went to kindergarten and what a big day it was. And now he's gone forever. And you're right, this case has not been covered, and I wonder why too. This is what I know. I know that the families were friends. There had never been any bad blood between them at all. Now, according to family members, the motive was that this little boy, it was a Sunday afternoon, 5:30, broad daylight. They had gone to church, they'd gone to lunch. They were out in the yard playing. The little boy rode his bike into the neighbor's yard. And the defendant, according to eyewitnesses, multiple eyewitnesses, 25-year-old Darius Sessoms, comes out, holds the gun up, and shoots the child point blank in the head. I predict this will be a death penalty case.
Look, I've said many times, and I mean it, that I don't think you should draw broad societal conclusions from a single horrific crime. The media specializes, obviously, in that, and some of those conclusions are misleading, if not lies. But to ignore something completely, and they ignore murders, by the way, every day on the south side of Chicago as well, you really get the feeling that news coverage is guided purely by political imperatives. Purely.
Well, it seems to me that right now, with the concern over COVID and not going back to school and the issues surrounding that and the protests all around the country, even attacking a Ronald McDonald House while sick children were inside cowering, that's all the headlines. What about this boy? What about justice in this case? What about my children and your children? They deserve to get just as much attention as all of the other headlines.
Yep. Yeah, they're liars. Nancy Grace, one of the most direct